It's Tuesday, which means Tuesday Tablescape Topics. And today's topic, I want to talk to you about tablecloths that are the wrong size for your table. Meaning your tablecloth is too short, too long, or the wrong size completely for your table. I know most of us have been there where we have gone shopping, we found a tablecloth that is the perfect color or pattern or design style for a table setting you're wanting to create, only to bring it home and find out it doesn't fit on your table perfectly. Well, I'm here to tell you there's some great ways you can still use that tablecloth. So don't return it, don't toss it, and don't give it away. I'm going to be using a small pile of tablecloths as my examples, and I'm going to be putting them on my dining room table here, which right now my dining room table has no leaves, it's rectangular shaped, and it fits about 6 people comfortably around it, just to give you an idea as to the size of my dining table. Okay, let's get started. First, let's chat about square tablecloths on a rectangular table. Definitely the wrong size tablecloth for a table like this, but they can be wonderful on a rectangular table. And I bring them up because so often when I go looking for a tablecloth, I find something that's the right color or pattern or style, but it's only available in a square shape. All the rectangular ones have been sold. Or when I'm going to estate sales or secondhand stores, I find lots of small square tablecloths, ones that can be referred to as bridge tablecloths, used for those small card tables. And they're almost always still in excellent condition, and they usually have a lot of fun patterns, or they're still pristine white. I snatch those up because I can get them for practically pennies. And you'll see what I'm referring to in just a minute as to how cute they can look on your rectangular table. I'm going to start with this small white square tablecloth first. And I picked this tablecloth because of how small it is, and I want to just share and show you how cute it looks on a rectangular table. Definitely not the right size for this table, but with how much space there is around the side, it just looks very attractive in the middle of this rectangular table. Oh, and before I forget, yes, everything I'm sharing with you is going to have creases and pleats in it because, as you can see, they're folded. And one way to kind of help minimize those is take a water spritz bottle and spritz your tablecloth lightly. Don't drench it. And then just gently pull your tablecloth on the edges. Now, it's not going to completely get rid of the strong creases, but it's going to help minimize some of those wrinkles as it dries, and just kind of pull it nice and taut. Okay, so this is a small square tablecloth on the rectangular table. You can also turn it at a diagonal, which is very attractive and appealing in the middle of your table. And this is a great option for when you do pick up those small bridge tablecloths. I'm going to share with you another square tablecloth, though, one that's a little bigger than this one. And I want to show you how this one looks on a rectangular table. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put it just as a square on the rectangle. And you can see it doesn't look that great, honestly. It's because it hangs off a little, just a little on the sides, and it doesn't cover enough on the edges. So definitely in this case, rotate the tablecloth, and actually it looks wonderful this way because those corners almost go to the ends of the table, and it hangs off just a little bit on the sides. I think this is a great alternative to using a square tablecloth on a rectangular table. But I have one more square tablecloth to show you, one that's a bit bigger than this one. Okay, so let's see what a larger square tablecloth looks like on a rectangular table. Okay, in this case, I don't think this looks very good. Yes, it hangs over in a nice part on the sides, but there's a little too much open on the ends. I definitely will take and again rotate this square table on my rectangular table. All right, so when I take that square tablecloth, it looks amazing this way on my rectangular table. Just the amount of overhang on the ends and on the sides, and then actually in this case with this thick band that I have and the design that's on this tablecloth, this square tablecloth actually looks fantastic on a rectangular table. So I think you can kind of see where a rectangular table can definitely handle a square tablecloth. Next, I'm going to share with you some rectangular tablecloths that don't quite fit my rectangular table and what my solution is for those. All right, so first I'm starting with this tablecloth. It is rectangular in shape, but you're going to notice it's not quite wide enough for my table. It hangs over the ends perfectly, but not the sides. There's a little too much wood showing on my table. That 1 inch that's on both ends just looks a little odd and is a little too distracting when you're looking at the tablecloth on the table. Now, as I did with the square tablecloths, you could rotate the tablecloth, and it's okay, but I think it just looks haphazard and a little messy. So I have a solution for this tablecloth. I'm going to take and put it lengthwise again, and then I'm going to take the one end, I'm going to bring it right into the middle. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side and bring that in towards me. So I've created a smaller rectangle. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to flip this over. Now, this isn't actually what I intended, but I think this looks kind of cute, the idea I've got going here. To me, it kind of looks like a candy, like a hard candy wrapper, but I'm going to continue. All right, there we go. What I essentially did is I created a table runner using my long rectangular tablecloth. If you prefer, you could definitely create a hard crease on these so they lay a little flatter. But I think you get the idea as to how I've taken that rectangular tablecloth and kind of transformed it into a table runner. You could also still turn it on its side, and now I think it works, because you have enough space of the table on both ends that it looks purposeful and it makes sense. So that's one option when you have a tablecloth that's a little too short widthwise. I've got another suggestion for you with now a tablecloth that's too long for your table. Okay, so this rectangular tablecloth I have is definitely too long for this rectangular table. In fact, it's probably for a table that's got at least 1 or 2 leaves in it. But maybe this is the tablecloth that I think is going to be perfect for the tablescape I want to create. So I really want to use it. What can I do when it's too long? Because when it's too long, it's sitting in your guest's lap on the ends, and that's not comfortable unless it's one that goes all the way to the floor. But the width is perfect. The overhang on the sides is ideal. Just on the ends, it's way too long. So I have a fun solution for you. My idea is to get some ribbon, twine, whatever it is that you want, and you probably just need about 2 feet, 24 inches of it, and you're going to go to the corners of your tablecloth. You're going to bunch them together and you're going to tie them off. And now that's going to be doing 2 things. First, it's going to be shortening the length that's hanging over on those ends, so it's bringing it up. But 2, it's creating some visual interest on the ends of your table. It's a really pretty effective look when your tablecloth is too long for your rectangular table. Okay, now just to finish off this tablecloth, let's take one of those square tablecloths that's too short for a rectangular table, and let's put it on the diagonal on our tablecloth. A great way to mix 2 tablecloths that are not the right size for your table. I hope this helps solve a problem if you have a tablecloth that does not quite fit your table. Have a wonderful week. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday here at the table. Bye.